Hi, my name is Mrs. Callahan. I am the Year 6 teacher at Newlands Primary School and also the science leader. This is an information guide for parents across years 1 to 6 for science. It aims to give you more information about the science curriculum and also gives you ideas for how to support your children further at home. Let's get started. Science across the year groups, an information guide for parents. So in Key Stage 1, your child will learn to use the following processes, methods and skills. Ask simple questions. For example, what would happen if I didn't give a plant water? Observing closely using simple equipment such as a magnifying glass. Studying plants, studying leaves, looking at bark, looking at different insects. Identifying and classifying, so putting items into groups based on their similarities and differences. Using their observations and ideas to suggest answers to questions. And gathering and recording data to help in answering questions. This could be taking photographs or filling in simple charts and tables. Year 1 Science. Children in Year 1 will learn about these things. Plants. They'll identify and name plants and look at their basic structure. Roots, leaves, stem, flowers. Animals including humans. Identify and name a range of animals and understand how and why they are grouped, looking at mammals, birds, amphibians, insects, fish. Looking at the properties of everyday materials. Which ones are soft, which ones are hard, which ones are shiny, which ones are dull, which ones are made from plastic. And seasonal changes, observing changes across the 4 seasons and looking at different types of weather. This has to be done across the whole year. Year 2 Science. These are the topics for Year 2 Science. Living things and their habitats, including dependence within habitats and microhabitats. Looking at which habitats are most suitable for different kinds of animals and plants. Plants. Observing how seeds and bulbs grow into plants and what plants need to stay healthy. Animals including humans, focusing on reproduction, nutrition and exercise. And everyday materials, comparing their uses and looking at how they can be changed by exerting force, including squashing, bending, twisting and stretching. Here are just some of the ways that you can help your child with Key Stage 1 Science at home. Looking at plants or pictures of plants such as apple trees, tomato plants, sweet corn, cabbages, and ask them why it's important for humans to grow plants. Planting seeds at home. Looking at the changes as they begin to grow. What would happen if they didn't have any water, if they didn't have any light. If you have pets, how are they similar and different to humans? Thinking about the sources of light, the natural sources of light, which items give off light, comparing the brightness of the light. Looking at different materials, paper, cardboard, plastic, metals, and grouping them in different ways. Which ones are shiny, which ones are dull, rough and smooth. Looking at natural items and man-made items. Sorting them into different groups. Which ones are made from paper, which ones are made from plastic. And then looking at how everyday objects can be made from natural objects. If you'd like any further suggestions, then there's some websites at the end of this presentation. Now let's have a look at Key Stage 2 Science. Years 3 and 4. In Years 3 and 4, children will be encouraged to ask questions about scientific concepts and then carry out experiments to find out the answers. In doing this, they will learn what a fair test is, take measurements from a range of equipment, such as thermometers and data loggers, gather and record data, including in bar charts, tables, and labelled diagrams, and report their findings orally and in writing. These are the Year 3 science topics. Plants, including parts of plants, needs of plants and their life cycle, looking at water transportation, pollination and seed dispersal. Animals, including humans, focusing on nutrition, skeletons and muscles. Rocks, including comparing rocks, looking at sedimentary, metamorphic and igneous rocks, looking at fossils and understanding how soil is made. Light, looking at how light is reflected, how shadows are formed and how they can change. And forces and magnets, focusing on attraction and repulsion of magnets, magnetic materials and the two poles of a magnet, looking at behaviour and everyday uses of different magnets. These are the Year 4 science topics. Living things and their habitats, including classifying living things and looking at changes to environments, looking at classification keys. Animals, including humans, focusing on eating, so teeth, the digestive system and food chains, looking at producers, predators and prey. States of matter, including grouping materials, changing state, evaporation and condensation. Sound, looking at creation of sound through vibration and changes in pitch and volume, knowing that sounds get fainter as the distance from the sound increases. And electricity, including constructing a circuit and understanding conductors and insulators, investigating different types of circuits, how to make a bulb brighter. Years 5 and 6. In Years 5 and 6, children will continue to practice the skills from previous year groups, but with more depth and precision. When carrying out experiments, they will understand what variables are and how to control them, take measurements from a range of equipment, understanding the need for repeated measures to increase accuracy. They should also be able to select what they think is the best equipment for the task. Gather and record data using labels, classification keys, tables, scatter graphs, bar and line graphs, and also be able to select what they think is the best way to record information after an investigation. Use test results to make further predictions to set up further comparative and fair tests, and make conclusions on the test carried out, orally and in writing, looking at causal relationships and the reliability of data. Here are the topics for Year 5 Science. Living things and their habitats, including life cycles of a mammal, amphibian, insect and a bird, looking at reproduction in some plants and animals. Animals, including humans, focusing on changes from birth to old age. This could include looking at the gestation periods of other animals and comparing these with humans. Properties and changes of materials, including dissolving, separating and reversible changes. Earth and space, looking at the movement of the sun, earth and moon, explaining day and night. And forces, including gravity, air resistance, water resistance and friction, also learning about levers, pulleys and gears. These are the Year 6 science topics. Living things and their habitats, including classifying microorganisms, plants and animals, and giving reasons for classifying plants and animals. Animals, including humans, focusing mainly on diet and exercise, but also the functions of the heart, blood vessels and blood. Evolution and inheritance, looking at fossils, reproduction and adaptation. Light, looking closely at how it travels and how shadows are made, and how we see things. And electricity, analysing the function of lamps, buzzers, cells and switches, and investigating the brightness of bulbs, the loudness of buzzers, and the on-off position of a switch. We have a 2-year rolling programme for our topics in the school. So for example, if your child is in Year 3, in the time they'll be in Year 3 and 4, they'll cover all the science topics. So if they're in Year 3 now, they will learn some Year 4 content, and when they go into Year 4, they will learn some Year 3 content. Here are some useful websites. Most of them are aimed at Key Stage 2, although the top one is aimed at Key Stage 1 as well. So BBC Bitesize, Explorify, the Natural History Museum, the James Dyson Foundation, Science Kids, NASA, and Maddie Moat's channel on YouTube. Thank you for your time. Please take a few minutes to complete our feedback form. The link is in the description of the video. If you'd like any help with anything else to do with science, please send me an observation on your child's tapestry account. Bye.